You want ABC 7. We're here for you wherever you are. Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, new sexual misconduct allegations against a longtime Michigan senator and a GOP Senate candidate in Alabama.
Plus, a boost for President Trump's proposed travel ban. We'll have the latest from the U.S. Supreme Court.
And lost in translation, a sign language interpreter is under investigation for not quite getting it right at a recent press conference in Tampa. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. A change in the forecast on the way. It's going to be chilly as we proceed through the week. John Scalzi has details. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, this has been a very well forecast event, actually. If you look at the climate prediction models forecasts for the month of December, it shows that we got a big cold snap coming our way for the eastern half of the United States. And I've written a little something about that on our website, mysuncoast.com. Check it out, and it'll show you the temperature maps and just how long this cold air will last. But for this morning and for today, we get another one of those beautifully abnormally warm temperature days with current air temperatures around the 60-degree mark or a little above. We do have some patchy fog in areas, but again, it's not a big issue currently, but still it could come up on you pretty quickly as you commute, particularly from points south. A few scattered showers along the west coast, but not for our east coast rather, but not for us. The west coast stays dry today. Daytime highs in the low 80s. We'll talk about a 20-degree drop in temperatures coming our way over the next several days in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic. Some buildup there on 301 in both directions between downtown Bradenton and 70. Farther south now, we'll check the northern half of Sarasota County. Some buildup westbound in Lakewood Ranch on University as you approach I-75. Also along the Bayfront on the Mound southbound. South County all clear at 6:02 now on your Tuesday morning.
And our top story this hour, President Trump has officially endorsed Alabama Senate GOP candidate Roy Moore, who's been under fire accused of molesting minors decades ago.
The election is now 1 week from today, and as ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us, there are some new accusations this morning.
1 week to go until Election Day in Alabama. And GOP Senate candidate Roy Moore now has a powerful ally, President Trump. The president making the call from Air Force One to officially endorse Moore, who's accused of molesting teenage girls.
Roy Moore denies it. That's all I can say. He denies it. And by the way, he totally denies it.
Moore tweeted Trump told him, "Go get him, Roy." 8 women have accused Moore of sexual misconduct.
Mr. Moore reached over and began groping me.
This morning, the Washington Post reports it interviewed an accuser who says she has new evidence against Moore, whom she dated when she was 17, and he was an assistant district attorney. The paper says the woman recently discovered handwritten notes from Moore congratulating her on graduating from high school. Moore's campaign called the accuser a Democratic operative who's helping opponent Doug Jones. Moore has denied all allegations from all of his accusers. Many Washington Republicans jumped ship.
He's obviously not fit to be in the United States Senate.
The Senate Majority Leader now softening his position.
I'm going to let the people of Alabama make the call.
2012 GOP presidential nominee Mitt Romney tweeted Moore in the Senate would be a stain on the GOP and on the nation. The Moore campaign called Romney's comments irresponsible. The RNC is also back in this race, providing resources to Moore in the final week. Friday, President Trump will rally in the Florida Panhandle, just across the Alabama border. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, Representative John Conyers, who faces sexual harassment allegations, is expected to make an announcement later today about his future. Several women have come forward in recent weeks accusing the Michigan Democrat of sexual harassment. The entire Democratic leadership in the House has called on him to resign. Conyers maintains his innocence. He is the nation's longest-serving congressman at 52 years in office.
New this morning, PBS has a plan for replacing Charlie Rose's late night show, and it starts with Christiane Amanpour. Amanpour, the acclaimed journalist's existing program on CNN International, will be aired by PBS stations on an interim basis. The network also said they're finalizing plans for a second program to follow Amanpour on PBS in the 11:30 p.m. time slot. Charlie Rose was a staple of the PBS schedule for decades. The network severed ties with him after the Washington Post and other outlets reported on sexual harassment allegations in Rose's past. And a woman who settled with television host Bill O'Reilly is now leveling a new lawsuit against him and Fox News. Rachel Whiteley-Bernstein accuses O'Reilly and the network of defamation and violating a settlement agreement. In April, the New York Times reported O'Reilly and Fox paid out millions of dollars to 5 women to settle various sexual harassment claims. Bernstein, who was one of those women, says O'Reilly has since disparaged her in the media.
Former President Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort appears to have been busy while out on bail. He was allegedly ghostwriting an op-ed last month with a Russian who has ties to the Russian intelligence service. Robert Mueller's investigators say Manafort was working on an editorial in English, and it related to his political work for Ukraine, which factored into money and lobbying criminal charges. Prosecutors are asking the court to revisit a bail agreement Mueller's office and Manafort's lawyers made last week. The court has yet to approve a change to his $10 million unsecured bail and house arrest.
And an update now into President Trump's travel ban. The Supreme Court is now allowing the newest version of the ban to take effect pending appeal. This is the first time justices have allowed any edition of the ban to go forward in its entirety. It signals some of the justices might be distinguishing the latest version from previous itinerations and could be likely in the future to rule in favor of the ban. Issued in September, the third edition of this travel ban places varying levels of restrictions on foreign nationals from 8 different countries: Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Somalia, and Yemen. Lower courts and 2 separate courts challenges have been partially blocked so far. And happening today, the Supreme Court will hear the case involving a Colorado baker who claims religious liberty when he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex couple in 2012. The issue? Whether Jack Phillips, owner of Masterpiece Cake Shop, had the legal right to turn away couple David Mullins and Charlie Craig when they asked him to bake their wedding cake. Phillips said making the cake for them went against his Christian faith. Craig and Mullins argue it's discrimination. If the High Court rules in favor of the baker, it will widen how religious liberty is applied to other businesses.
Overnight, one of the players arrested in China last month for shoplifting has withdrawn from UCLA. LeAngelo Ball and 2 other players were allowed to return home, but the school later suspended them. LeVar Ball, his father, said they are exploring other options and that he would make his son better for the NBA draft than on a university team. For the latest on breaking news alerts from Washington to the Suncoast, you can go to our Google store and punch up WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users will have the update automatically sent to their phones.
Happening in Florida, investigators in Jacksonville have arrested a man who they say planned to carry out a mass shooting at an Islamic center. Bernardo Baladet, a 69-year-old Philippines national, was arrested after an undercover operation in Jacksonville. A criminal complaint says Baladet and an undercover officer went to shooting ranges together several times during the investigation. Officials say during those meetings, he expressed hatred for Muslims and made threats to shoot up the mosque several times. At one of the meetings, he told the officer he did not plan on surviving the attack.
The investigation confirmed that the suspect was making plans to carry out a mass shooting, and he already had the weaponry necessary to complete the attack. Multiple covert recordings of the conversations between the undercover detective and the suspect affirmed his intentions to conduct the mass shooting at the Islamic Center.
And the suspect is now facing federal charges in that case.
An update now on Hurricane Irma. Claims for damage caused by the storm is now over the $6 billion mark across the state. Over 850,000 property owners have filed for insured losses from Irma, including more than 25,000 properties in Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties. Over 9,000 local claims have not been paid for various reasons, but more than 75% of them have been closed. Now, those claims don't include flood insurance, which analysts project could be over $38 billion in damages across Florida. The Coast Guard and the State Wildlife Commission are working to remove boats still damaged by Hurricane Irma. The Coast Guard says more than 2,000 boats damaged or grounded have been removed already since September, mostly in the Florida Keys. Get this, though, the state estimates that each vessel to remove costs between $25,000 and $40,000 each.
And do you remember when the sign language interpreter in Manatee County signed gibberish during Hurricane Irma? Well, it has happened again, this time during one of the news conferences on the arrest of the suspected serial killer in Tampa. Police Chief Brian Dugan announced the arrest of 24-year-old Howell Donaldson. But a sign language professor at USF says the interpreter got it all wrong. A lot of the translation was just gibberish. You can see it right here, the interpretation on your screen. Police, of course, are now conducting a review to see just how the interpreter got approval to appear at that press conference in the first place. And some scary moments for kids on board a school bus in South Florida yesterday. Take a look at this. This bus crashed into a house. Firefighters say several students were on board the bus when the crash happened, but no injuries were reported. No one was inside the home at the time. Luckily, the resident had left just 10 minutes before the crash occurred. The cause of the crash is still under investigation as of this morning.
I'm glad nobody was home right there.
Right.
Wow.
10 minutes of all the difference.
That's no bus stop.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
No
John,
way.
save us.
No. I'm glad no one was hurt on the school bus,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Goodness.
Scary moments.
School buses don't have seatbelts, right? Still?
No.
I don't know
think
these
so.
days.
No, back in
They
our
do
day, they
still.
didn't.
Yeah. No. In
Or
our day,
helmets or anything like
our
that.
day, we had to get out and push those school buses to the school.
Uphill, both
ways.
ways.
That's right.
We have some very pleasant weather for you today, but change is coming. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also, head first alert traffic and controversy for a Massachusetts church for what they're doing with the nativity scene this year.
And we'll tell you why church officials say there's no problem with using the nativity scene to make a statement on mass shootings when we come back.
Here's a peek outside right now from our tower camera. Pretty shot there of downtown Sarasota. Looks like a picture almost.
It's beautiful, right? Gorgeous.
More on John's forecast on the way.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows. Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have a 64-degree air temperature, a dew point coming in at 63. East wind coming in at about 6. We have some patchy fog across the region, none of it too terribly thick, none of it really kind of reducing speed on area roadways, but some of it could still have the potential to become a little bit thicker before the dawn breaks and everything starts to mix away. We're looking at temperatures across the state coming in the mid-60s in most places, certainly along the west coast of Florida. We have mid-60s along the coast. And then inland temperatures just slightly cooler with 62 Mayaca, 62 Arcadia, 62 Wauchula, while the coastal regions enjoy 64, 65, 66, around in there. No rain falling across the region, though there are a few scattered showers over on the other coast, thanks again to that onshore flow of air. But notice the radar echoes today shifting just a little bit. You remember yesterday they were coming at us kind of from the northeast to the southwest. Well, now they're coming at us from the southeast to the northwest. And so I think what we're going to notice is a little increase in humidity over the course of the next several days. That's in advance of a cold front that promises us a little bit of extra moisture around, a little bit of extra humidity and rainfall. Right now, it's triggering off showers, even a few thunderstorms from the Ohio Valley stretching all the way down to the northern Gulf Coast. If you're traveling today, the airports of, say, New Orleans, up through Memphis, into areas around Toledo, could see impact from some of the shower and thunderstorm activity. Even Cleveland Airport and eventually areas like Buffalo could see some problems. High pressure retreats into the Atlantic. That's the high-pressure ridge that has provided us with our delightful weather for the last several days. And a cold dome of some significantly colder air heads our way just in time for the weekend. So we'll pick up a chance of rainfall starting probably Wednesday night, but particularly on early morning Thursday, lingering through Friday. A little area of enhanced rainfall chances coming out of Texas will bring us a better chance of rain on Friday. Watch the RPM computer model, put it into motion. These showers advance in our direction, and then by the time we get to Thursday morning, we start to see the landscape dotted with scattered showers. Better rain chance on Friday with the potential of perhaps 1.5 inches rainfall before it's all said and done. Thunderstorm activity today kind of confined, I think, mostly to areas of the northern Gulf Coast and the western Gulf Coast. Forecast for you for boaters, nice today. We'll look for a wind out of the southeast shifting southwest at about 5 to 10, so pretty light wind, light chop, 2-foot seas. Watch for those winds to pick up as we head into Wednesday, though. And then specifically on Thursday, as that front is on our doorstep, that's when the winds could get a little bit breezy. Friday, best rain chance with temperatures dropping, kind of a raw day Friday. And we start to clear out on Saturday, but those cool temperatures stay with us. Nighttime lows in the 40s and 50s. Daytime highs only in the mid-60s. Back to you.
Oh, boy. Okay. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now in Manatee County. Some buildups there on 64 in the eastbound lane out by Holmes Beach. Otherwise, usual delays in Manatee County. Farther south, now I see some problems around the University eastbound toward the mall. Also, Mound as you head back toward the 301-41 split. And then South County map will show us a couple delays. Nothing much to report at 6:18.
A church's nativity scene in Massachusetts is making a bold statement by including a list of some of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. The towns and death tolls are on display directly above the nativity scene here at the St. Susanna's Parish in Dedham. Father Stephen Josema says he and a group of parishioners wanted to send a message to get people thinking following another year of mass shootings in a country that is so deeply divided.
This is not the picture of Christmas peace that we want to have in people's minds, but you know, like in years to come, it can't be this forever. It just has to change.
The display went up over the weekend, and so far it is resonating with parishioners. The people who put the display up say they are aware that not everyone is going to like it. They just hope that people will keep an open mind.
Good to keep the victims in mind still, you know.
Absolutely.
We move forward sometimes and forget the victims of all these shootings.
They do very much so. Well, it is 6:19, and this morning's news, if you are making your wish list, you may want to ask Santa's help in finding a Christmas tree.
As we've told you, the recession 10 years ago resulted in a shortfall of trees now. Mary Maloney has details in our Consumer Watch.
This year, O Tannenbaum is more like no Tannenbaum. The National Christmas Tree Association warns it may be harder to find that perfect tree. Blame the Great Recession. The CTA says during the 2008 financial crisis, growers planted fewer trees. Some even left the business altogether. Since it takes between 7 to 10 years for a Christmas tree to mature, last decade's decisions are affecting today's prices, meaning you may have to shell out more money to get the type of tree you're used to. Once you do get your tree, keep it fresh longer. When picking it out, pull a branch slowly through your fingers, making sure no needles are loose or brittle. Then have it cut.
This trunk here will seal up with sap, so we want to take off about an inch and make sure that the tree has a fresh cut on it so that we can have all our trees drinking water when they get to your house.
Get the tree back in water within 2 hours.
The most important thing to keep this tree fresh through Christmas is water, and lots of water.
Place your tree in an area that avoids direct sunlight, and don't put it near heating vents to ensure your tree lasts through the season. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Fun story here. Police in New Jersey have revealed the culprit behind the vandalism at the Christmas display. Police released a photo of the four-legged suspect, a squirrel. The police department said it caught the suspect in the act posting photos on social media. Police did, not the squirrel. To try to take a bite out of the wires before it ran off. He's still on the loose right now looking for a squirrel who is biting wires in Seagrit, New Jersey. Still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast, a former contestant on The Apprentice is now suing President Trump for defamation.
That's right. We're going to tell you what they're saying and what the president is now doing to try and dismiss the case right after this.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Oh, a pretty shot of day breaking here on the Suncoast.
Beautiful, another beautiful day ahead.
Send your pictures this way if you have any nice sunsets or
sunrises in our case. Hey.
That's true. There's our addresses, by the way. With fresh content. In fact, we posed for a picture yesterday with Bello Knock.
We did. That's right, from the circus.
He's fun, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Always a riot. We'll add your address very shortly, I'm sure.
Excellent, excellent. You can always connect with us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Find all the latest local news and breaking news and all that good stuff as well.
All right, 6:25 right now.
It is, and here a hearing gets underway today in the defamation suit against President Trump. Now, there's a lawsuit that's going on right now. The accuser came forward during the presidential campaign saying Trump inappropriately touched her, a claim the president denies.
And now she is suing. Lindsay Davis has details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, President Donald Trump's legal team is fighting to keep the president off the stand in a defamation suit brought by former Apprentice contestant Summer Zervos.
Summer, you're fired.
Zervos is suing the president for his comments after she accused him of a 2007 sexual assault at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The president denied all allegations of sexual misconduct while on the campaign trail.
Total fabrication. All of these liars will be sued.
But he never did sue, and that threat is now the center of Zervos' defamation case. The president has moved to dismiss the case, his attorneys saying he cannot be sued in state court and calling the allegations false and scandalous. And coming up at 7 a.m., Dan Abrams weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body of proof that I can take on psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Naomi, my California closet designer, has been my partner in crime. She was genuinely fun to work with. We have had a ball collaborating on the 8 units that we have done in our home. The closets in the house are great, but the den is what everyone comments on when they walk in the house. And it's so beautiful. They say, whoa, who did that? And I said, it's California Closets. My name is Melissa, and this is my California Closet story.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, it's a special election day in part of Sarasota County. We'll tell you more about today's Democratic primary and what it means for the future of District 72.
Plus, you're going to start paying for parking now at garages in downtown Sarasota. We'll tell you about a plan to raise revenue to hire new parking employees.
And Manatee County officials are pushing for investments in 2 popular attractions. We'll tell you what it could mean for the future of the Anna Maria Pier and the premier sports campus. Those stories and much more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And we begin this half hour with a pretty shot of the Ringling Causeway. I love how the bridge is lit underneath there.
That looks gorgeous out today. Just a beautiful day out there again. Another beautiful day in Florida.
Well, enjoy this one because apparently there is a big change coming in the forecast. John Sculls is going to tell us now about what is down the pipeline for us, John.
Yeah, cold weather.
Yeah.
Cold weather headed our way, which we're going to talk about in detail. Temperatures are going to drop markedly. But this morning, it's still kind of warm out there. Mark in Palmetto reports in with 62 degrees. Richard in Northport coming in with 60. Becky in Omayaka, traditionally our colder reporter, comes in with 46 degrees there. And Cooper in Central Sarasota comes in at 64. Cooper's our youngest weather watcher. We're looking at across the region temperatures that are generally uniformly in the 60s. A little bit of patchy fog forming around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Still not thick enough to kind of limit visibilities and reduce your speeds all that much, but still it could pick up on you. We're looking at a few scattered showers on the other coast, but we stay dry today with a daytime high like yesterday coming in near the 80-degree mark. We'll talk about those colder temperatures that Ray was mentioning coming up in the forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic. Some buildup now on 301 northbound as you get past State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. Farther south, a few blips there east of the interstate on University, Fruitville, and on Bee Ridge. So be aware of those slowdowns also near downtown as well along the Bayfront. South County, though, all clear at 6:33 on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, the Sarasota Police Department is asking for the public's help identifying 2 individuals in the area of a Friday night shooting.
Detectives want to talk to this couple you're seeing in the picture. Do you recognize them? Well, shots were fired overnight Friday about 2:30 a.m. around the Hollywood 20 parking garage. Police believe the two left separately in vehicles shown on your screen. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Sarasota Police at 366-TIPS.
Sarasota City Commissioners have given the green light for paid parking in both of the city-owned garages.
Starting next month, you'll have to pay for parking over 3 hours at both of the garages. As Rick Adams tells us, the plan is getting mixed reactions.
What used to be free will now cost you. On Monday, Sarasota City Commissioners approved to start charging for parking at the city-owned garages on State Street and Palm Avenue. The first 3 hours are free, then it's $3 for the fourth hour and $1 for every hour after that. This doesn't sit too well with Sarasota resident Wayne Cape. He prefers that it remains free all the time.
We use the parking garage a couple of times a month, and it's very convenient. I'm a little surprised they're going to charge for parking.
For many residents we talked with on State Street, they were okay with the thought of paying for parking in the garages. This includes longtime Sarasota resident John Delaplane.
The first 3 hours being free, after that, that's probably enough parking free. So I don't find that prohibitive.
City officials say this paid parking is expected to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. Also, what was approved on Monday was the hiring of employees to handle the operations aspect of the garages. The garages will be open 24 hours a day and it will be free on Sunday.
Hopefully we're building the incentive for someone to go into a parking garage instead of on the street. In the garages we have more capacity and more ability to manage people in smaller areas. And on the street, we want to reduce the congestion.
People working downtown aren't too thrilled with paying for parking. Currently, workers have to pay to park in one of the garages.
Right now, you have to go get a parking pass, and you have to pay $20 every 3 months just to park up there so that you don't get a ticket. And I've already gotten 3 tickets because I don't really want to spend $20 every couple months to be able to park to go to work every day.
In downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Sarasota City Commissioners hearing a presentation yesterday on a new plan to deal with the potential impacts of climate change. It was discussed following an in-depth study that was more than a year long, which determined that 80 areas and systems in the city could be vulnerable to future climate issues. Commissioners gave their input on the study yesterday.
And so this whole plan is about us being a resilient city that's able to bounce back and be able to adapt to these changing circumstances we're seeing over time. So we're trying to be proactive and not as reactive and plan for some of what some of these scientific projections are saying are going to happen to us here locally.
A final draft of the plan will be brought in front of commissioners for approval in mid-January.
Happening today on the Suncoast, local Democrats go to the polls today to select a nominee in the race to replace State Representative Alex Miller. They'll select a candidate to take on James Buchanan or Libertarian Allison Foxall. Siesta Key attorney Margaret Good is running against Sarasota staffing company owner Ruta Junari in the District 72 Democratic primary. The winner faces Libertarian Allison Foxall or GOP candidate James Buchanan. All the candidates are first-time candidates. The election is set for February 13th for the general election, that is. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. this evening. For the latest on local breaking news or politics, check out our new app. Go to the App Store at WWSB or My Suncoast. That's for iPhone users. Android users will get the update automatically.
Happening today on Longboat Key, the Florida Department of Transportation will hold a public information workshop to show off their plans for improving transportation from the mainland to the barrier islands. The Sarasota Manatee Barrier Islands traffic study is scheduled to be complete by next fall, and there are plenty of interesting options to smooth out that flow of traffic from Sarasota to Lido. On Anna Maria Island, one of the options is to expand bike paths along Gulf Drive from Manatee Avenue West to Pine Avenue to accommodate electric carts. The study also suggests adding park and ride sites between the mainland and Anna Maria Island. A water shuttle between Bradenton Beach, Coquina Beach, and Cortez has also been suggested. Residents will have the opportunity to learn more about the study and meet with staff at a public information workshop today on Longboat Key. The open house is from 4:30 to 6:30 tonight at the Longboat Island Chapel on Gulf of Mexico Drive. And Manatee's Tourist Development Council is recommending investments in restoring the historic Anna Maria Pier and the public acquisition of the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch. The county is being asked to use some of the roughly $13 million in annual proceeds from the 5% resort tax for both popular destinations. Now, you may remember the pier was damaged earlier this year during Hurricane Irma, forcing it to close to the public. But funds could be used to fix the pier structure and open it back up for good. The county could also invest as much as $4 million in the complex itself. The county commission is set to decide those recommendations on Thursday.
New this morning, a search is on for a new principal at Riverview High School. After just over a year on the job, Paul Burns has taken a job with the State Education Department. He says he now can work with all 67 districts in Florida. After the winter break, the assistant principal, Kathy Wilkes, will serve as acting principal, and then a search for a new full-time principal begins in the spring.
And we're learning more about the cost of dealing with mold at Lakewood Ranch High School. A new 93-page report details what it will take to deal with it. The district needs to clean more than 20 portables on that campus. Work will begin next week with a budget of $350,000.
He assured everyone that this is not any type of life-threatening situation that is very common within the state of Florida.
The district hopes work will be finished on those portables by the end of winter break.
Happening tomorrow, Manatee Technical College is hosting its 4th annual Career Hiring Fest and Open House. Attendees can learn more about local jobs. Hiring managers will be on hand from 50 companies, also career counselors to answer questions as well. The free event goes from 4 to 7. Again, that is tomorrow.
Happening later today, Lakewood Ranch is set to host their own holiday parade tonight at the Esplanade Golf and Country Club. You can enjoy a festive holiday parade, which will conclude with a Christmas tree lighting ceremony at the Bahama Bar. Now, the parade lineup will include a kazoo band, Ray, a kazoo band, an ugly sweater brigade. We could do well with this, and a special appearance by the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. The parade is set to start sometime between 4:30 and 5 o'clock this evening. And if you can't make it to Lakewood Ranch tonight, the 3rd annual Holiday Lights Spectacular Kickoff is taking place tonight at the Lee Wetherington Family Village. It kicks off around 7 o'clock tonight. It is free to the public. It features 18 houses decorated in holiday lights, and it is all set to music.
This week kicks off Older Driver Safety Awareness Week. It's a driver improvement program created by AAA. Local driving experts say it works as a reminder for area drivers to remain cautious on the road.
Your vision changes. How do you adjust your driving habits to your vision? Your mobility changes. How do you adjust your mirrors so you can see better, as you're driving on the interstates? Your reaction time, what can you do? If you're in an emergency situation, what do you do as a mature driver?
For more information, contact AAA or go to the website aaa.com. Big change in the weather, John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We're going to see some very chilly temperatures coming out. Seasonable temperatures. It's December in
chilly,
Florida.
I say it's a time to revisit your favorite sweatshirt collection.
There you go.
See?
That's a good way of looking at it.
Right.
Glass half full. Exactly right. Becky and Old Mayaca coming in with 56 degrees. Cooper and Central Sarasota 64. We'll probably see those as daytime highs in a few days. Talk about that in a second.
Change. Also ahead, we'll have first alert traffic and...
That is right. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in Suncoast first alert traffic, as Ray said. But could you also be addicted to your cell phone?
We'll tell you more about a new study that calls it a phobia. But first, here's a peek outside from our tower cam. We'll find pretty sky developing. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's time to pick up an Angel Tree gift tag at ABC7 or Sunset Kia in Sarasota, Bradenton, or Venice to see what a local child or senior citizen is wishing for this holiday season.
From ABC7, thank you for your generosity and happy holidays.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 64-degree air temperature. We have a dew point of 63. Close enough together that we do have some patchy fog in areas, but really the visibility is not all that bad. It's not as bad as it was yesterday around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, and I don't think that it will be. As dawn breaks, everything kind of mixes up, and the threat of any kind of fog goes away. 54 degrees in Tallahassee, 54 in Gainesville, 67 in Tampa, 65 Fort Myers, 67 in Melbourne. Generally from about Ocala southward, I think we're looking at temperatures that are in the 60s. And that'll be the case again tomorrow, I think. In fact, we may have a bigger fog problem tomorrow than we do today because our moisture is going to increase at the surfaces. Winds shift more southerly today. 62 degrees in Wauchula, Mayaca at 63, and then 64 as you get closer to the coast. No rain falling here, but over on the other coast, we do have some scattered showers. Notice the direction of these showers today is more from southeast to northwest. And that's kind of about a 90-degree turn in direction from where they were coming yesterday, thanks to a little bit of a shift in wind, because this high-pressure ridge along the eastern seaboard has repositioned itself to allow for an advancing frontal boundary to continue pressing eastward. As it does that, showers will move across the mid-Atlantic and eventually into the state of Florida as we head into tomorrow. Then I think late tomorrow, early into Thursday, this front will be close enough to us that winds will start to pick up and a couple of showers will start to pop up here and there across the Suncoast. The exact timing of the front, still a little bit in question, but what's not in question is that our temperatures will cool significantly. But warm temperatures today, rain showers coming our way on Thursday, and then much cooler on Friday, probably Friday. Friday or Saturday. Again, we're still working out the details of exactly when that frontal boundary will pass, but certainly we will get some cooler air. Watch the current temperatures in North Dakota and up into areas of Canada. The temperatures are really cold. Well, that cold air, according to computer models, which are in pretty good agreement about this, continues to shift eastward and southward such that the state of Florida gets a little taste of some of that colder air. And this is not going to be a 1 or 2 day event. This is going to be many, many days in a row, maybe weeks in a row as we get back into winter across the state of Florida. We'll look for nice conditions for boaters today. 2-foot seas, light chop, shifting winds out of the south, though. Watch for that. And then in the 7 days ahead, that rain shower chance goes up. On Friday, the front comes through, and we start to clear out on Saturday. But those colder temperatures stay with us. Daytime highs only in the 60s, which means a good chunk of the day will be spent in the 50s. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks for the warning, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Some congestion there on the DeSoto Bridge, the eastern of the two that go from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. We do have a little accident there now on University. We'll click on that and find out exactly where it is at Whitfield Avenue, a busy intersection there. So be aware of a busy street, just made busier by that collision. Otherwise, the usual delays around Bee Ridge and Clark. South County, though, mostly clear at 648.
In this hour's Health Smart, you may be one of the growing number of Americans who has something called nomophobia. It's short for no mobile phone phobia, and it is the fear of not being able to use your precious cell phone or your smartphone device. A new study release finds that smartphone and internet addiction is harming our minds. But you can save yourself, people, before it is too late. Experts suggest turning off that smartphone at certain times every day, like when playing with your kids, very important, and also driving, very important right there. Remove some of those social media apps from your phone so you're not as tempted to use them all the time. And definitely do not bring your cell phone to bed.
Say as I do, not as I say. Right?
Just
Guilty.
diagnose myself.
Caught on camera in Connecticut, a dash cam captured a stolen car hitting an oncoming car. Watch this one. White car making a left turn into a shopping plaza when suddenly another car goes through the intersection. The two vehicles collided. There's the result. Triggered airbags and screams and then a getaway. Police say the white car turned out to be a stolen car. You can see 3 teenagers get out and run into the night. There was a family of 3 in the other car. All of them are still recovering from injuries. All those teens are still on the loose this morning. Astronauts on board the International Space Station enjoying a quick pizza fix in zero gravity. The astronaut Paolo Nespoli mentioned to his bosses he missed having pizza, so they sent the pizza ingredients up all the way. Doesn't look that good. Might not be the same as traditional pizza, but to these hungry and homesick astronauts, they were probably out of this world with that pizza.
And it turns out the second time was the charm for engineers in charge of imploding the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan. The stadium was finally brought down yesterday after a big fail on Sunday when engineers ignited the explosives, but they didn't all go off. The stadium was the former home of the Detroit Lions. They've hosted a Super Bowl there, a Pope visit there, NBA All-Star games, and much more over the years.
I imagine you've been there.
I have. Many of us that grew up in Michigan, you've probably all gone to the Pontiac Silverdome at one time or another. Yes, that was a beautiful place.
Yeah.
On to Ford Field now. That's the new structure.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. All those memories up in smoke.
Yes, yes.
Still had your day's top local news headlines, and it's time to grab a cup of coffee.
We're going to take you inside Starbucks' newest and largest location right after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
I heard about the Dettoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dettoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dettoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
So I never had closet systems before. Our designer, Bridget, was able to listen and ask the right questions, taking our ideas and making them happen. We were totally satisfied from beginning to end. I knew the California Closets would help me with every aspect of the design process, and they delivered 100%. My name is Teresa, and this is my California Closet story.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a barred IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the barred recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the barred IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
And here are some of the top stories that we are following for you on the Suncoast today.
You'll start paying to park long-term at city garages now in downtown Sarasota. Commission voted last night to begin assessing drivers after 3 hours at the Palm Avenue and State Street facilities.
Plus, Riverview High School's principal has resigned. We'll tell you where he's heading.
And Sarasota Democrats head to the polls today to elect a nominee in a special state house race. The winner of the primary will face a Republican and a Libertarian candidate in the election to replace Alex Miller, who resigned earlier this year, months into her first term. Checking first alert traffic right now, that ongoing issue at University Parkway at Whitfield, so want to avoid that if you can. Otherwise, mostly clear around the Suncoast traffic. John?
Yeah, so another nice day today. Similar to yesterday, sans the clouds. Otherwise, daytime highs will start to fall as we head into Thursday. We'll start to cloud up a little bit. Winds will pick up a tad as well and shift out of the northwest. That'll draw down the colder air.
And finally now, Starbucks is opening its largest location in Shanghai, and it's a coffee lover's paradise. Starbucks says the shop includes hundreds of baristas. It also features freshly baked goods, and you can even watch the entire roasting process. Customers can also point their smartphones around the roastery for a special augmented reality experience.
Okay, that's a serious
all of
Starbucks.
those. That is a coffee immersive experience right there. I'm liking all of those words.
Wow, it's the size of a football stadium.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
No lines, hundreds of baristas, right?
Oh,
yeah. You think they'll make it, this Starbucks thing?
Oh, I don't know. It's a little iffy. Yeah.
You hear that joke? Where's the Starbucks? Well, it's near the new Starbucks.
Yes, exactly
Around
right.
the corner from
That's
Starbucks.
Right.
That's it. I think that's better. We leave you now with a shot of the Ringling Causeway as dawn breaks and dawn begins here on the Suncoast.
That is right. Stick around. Good Morning America is up next.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off
off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Too Hot to Handle. Add an electric spark to your holiday season with the return of this joyful gospel reinvention of Handel's Messiah. Shout hallelujah and get ready for a roof-raising performance featuring an ensemble of 100 singers, plus exceptional musicians and outstanding soloists, including Amy Jo Connors and members of the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Sunday, December 10th, 7:30 p.m. at the Van Wezel. Tickets and info are at choralartistsarasota.org.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the